Hello. Let's try this again, friends. Hopefully it'll work. Round two. Round two. Give it a minute. Let some notifications click in. We're going to be doing the late night insomniac stream here tonight, friends. So, earlier, just want to say big shout out to James Moen and Leslie and Billy and Skull for sending me your little tipsters that you sent. Thank you for the tips. Thank you for the love. Appreciate you so very much. So yes, big shout out, James Moen, Leslie and Billy. Thank you so much. We're back. It's the insomnia. Let's do an audio check. I may have fixed my audio, but I'm not sure. Let's hope that it's fixed. Hello, Leslie and Billy and James Mo. To see you. Thank you both. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate Mike. Hello. B is for back, buddy. Welcome, welcome. We're back. Do I sound clippy? Earlier it was clippy and choppy. So I rage quit, but I came back. So hopefully the audio is going to fucking hold up. You know what I mean? I already swore, so it's fine. This stream is not going to be monetized. So it is no ads for this live stream. This is late night stream. And we're going to take a look at some of the things that I wanted to take a look at earlier. Sorry, I did go back and listen on the replay. It definitely was clippy and choppy and whatever. So we're going to do this again. Miss Q, hello. Good to see you. Diane Draper. Hi, honey. So good to see you, Diane. I hope you're doing. I hope everybody's staying nice and warm. Most of the country is under some kind of fucking storm warning. So hopefully everybody's staying safe. And okay. All right. So I think we're good. So, William Tardy, hello. Good to see you. Give it a few minutes. Go ahead. Go tell your friends we're live, right? It's the insomnia stream. Probably, I don't know, 12 other people. It's okay. We're going to do this. We have 155-page exhibit S1. There's a lot in there. We're talking multiple purpose, Ethan 60 nanograms of in his system. So we have a lot. We have a lot to look at. We eventually, but document is, in my opinion, important. Very important. Lucy, you are. Thank you, Lucy, for sending that to me. Sidebars. Froze and went nuts. I had to root it. Can I just tell you, the only thing missing from my Google Docs were those photos, because I saved everything, Drive, and it was the only thing missing from my drive after I rebooted was those damn photos. So Lucy, amazing for fuck's sake, Fitziana. So I have them, because that would have sucked. Going to leave and see fixes the chop. Fuck, James, it's still choppy? Really? I should not be choppy. I have gone in and fixed everything. So, let me see here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, choppy. Oh. Hello, how are you? Okay, so is it still choppy? because I'm watching it on my end. It looks like it's picking me up good. It looks like but I'm not sure. James, if it's still choppy for you, I'm so sorry. I'm not exactly sure why. I rebooted everything. I restarted everything. So, Teresa, hello, how are you? Welcome in. You let's round this out. I don't want to sound as good, Teresa says. Okay. If it gets too choppy or something, somebody let me know, because I don't know. I haven't last 24. I literally haven't clicked on nothing. I'm just sitting here talking. Doc J, hello. Come on in. Sound is good name. He says, okay. All right. I mean, I'll take it. Roll with what we can here, friends. Let's do this. Make sure everybody can see this okay. Can make it a little bit bigger. Truth Seeker, hello. How are you? All right. So we have 155 pages here. This is an exhibit from the state. Let's make that big. I'm going to try and keep an eye on my chat before we get too far into this. Nana Robin, hello. Good to see you. Okay, I don't want to get too far into it. Make sure everybody can see this. It's 155 pages. I don't know that we're going to go through all 155 tonight. We're just going to get down to the important parts with the autopsy reports and some of the notes on that. Much better. Audio's better. Okay. All right, cool. Awesome. All right, so let's get over here. As we can see, this is Exhibit S1, Amended Supplemental Expert Disclosure from the state. So we have the one here for Jenny Ayers. I'm not going to read through all of this right now, friends. I will go bit by bit on each of these at some point in another live. The reason I wanted to get to this is because we are going to get to what I consider to be the important parts of this. We have also Nicholas Balance. I'm going to read Nicholas Balance probably. We'll give Nicholas Balance his own, right? Because we have other reports from the defense that rebut this as well regarding Nicholas Balance. I've already read that in a previous live as well. So maybe we'll put those two together. But there is some stuff here for Nicholas Balance. What I thought was interesting out of here, the only thing that they planned on using for Nicholas Balance here was going to be his final cast report. And then it looks like record and then AT&T records for Maddie and Xana, which I thought was interesting. Okay, so let's keep going. We also have Taylor Mychak, YSTR testing. She handled something to do with YSTR testing. I think it was for mixed sample that came out of the trash in PA. She will explain how she did DNA STR testing as well. Okay, that's Taylor. Let's keep going. Don't worry, we will get to all of this eventually, I promise. For the this live, we're going to look at what is important in my opinion. We have Tara Martinez collecting buccal swabs. Did like Brian's buccal swabs and prints, if I remember correctly. Let me come and check my chat. That's okay. Aurora, Rain, hello. You caught alive. Hopefully my audio is going to hold up. Welcome, welcome. Much better? Is it like, okay, we're holding up, everything good? Jilly, hello. Is it Gilly or Jilly? I say Jilly. But welcome on in. Welcome in, everybody. Okay, hopefully we're holding. We're holding. Audio hold up. Spooks, just leave me the fuck alone. Go fuck with someone else. That's how I feel about that. What else do we got here? Yeah, Martinez, several fingerprint comparisons. She also did Jade Miller. We all know about Jade Miller. So don't worry. Ann Nord. I believe this is the one that we're looking for. Oh, no, I think Ann Nord is the one who had to do with the drug stuff. Yeah. Nord will testify right here. Nord will testify that from the comparison of the extracts to the known standards, she concluded that the sample contained amphetamine. Due to the limited sample amount, more than half of the sample was consumed in analysis. Due to this, the extracts were packaged and returned in the evidence envelope with the original item. Then we have Riley Nowlin, or as I like to call her, Nylene Rowland. Eric Seat, my favorite. So this one's interesting. Let's read this one because anybody who knows, you know, if you've been listening for a while, you know that I was waiting on Eric Seat Lab Report 3 because Lab Report 3 is DNA data of an alternate suspect. And here we have Mr. Seat's amended supplemental disclosure. The state has previously disclosed Eric Seat, forensic scientist, as an expert witness in the field of forensic biology and DNA, which includes, but in no way is limited to, DNA extraction, quantitation, amplification, analysis, and interpretation analysis. Included but not limited to STR data, YSTR data, and STR mix probabilistic genotyping. The state hereby incorporates its previous response and attachments filed on December 18, 2024, and is hereby supplementing its response as follows. Seat may testify regarding his involvement in this case in which he developed a male DNA profile from lab item 6, which is a reference oral sample from Connor Chestnut. DNA is a genetic material contained in cells that may be utilized for human identification. DNA may be present on an item in the form of biological material such as blood, semen, and saliva, or may be left on an item when it is handled. Biological evidence and possible potential DNA evidence is collected for preservation and may be sent for further testing by qualified analysts. DNA can be used to link individuals to crime scenes as well as exclude individual DNA profiles that Seat will explain the 4 steps of DNA analysis. 1, the extraction of DNA from cells, which is done by adding chemicals to a sample to break open the cells to release the DNA. Quantitation of the DNA, meaning how much DNA is present in the sample. 3, the amplification of DNA, which is copying specific locations of DNA using polymerase chain reaction PCR, generating copies of DNA. And 4, the generation visualizes the DNA profile, which looks like peaks on a graph of a DNA profile for comparison. The involvement of Seat, as well as his interpretations and conclusions, can be found in Eric Seat's Lab Report 3. So I want to go over because Eric's Lab Report 3 is basically, and there is like when the state produced a jury to the defense, the defense was looking in that discovery. They were looking for Eric Seat's like interpretations and conclusions. State came back and said, well, we don't know where that is. Best we can do is tell you to go look at Lab Report 3. And then the defense came back saying, well, we went and looked at Lab Report 3, and Lab Report 3 is DNA data of an alternate suspect, but it doesn't have the analyst's conclusions. So now we have a little bit more. We have a little bit more to go with that. Post-woke. Is post-woke world... look at post-woke is here. Hello, Queen. Hello, beautiful Queen. How are you? It's the Insomnia stream. How you doing? So good to see you. Colleen, hello. Oh, Callan. Hi, Callan. Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm just coming back to my chat. Hopefully, for fuck's sake, cross your fingers and toes. Okay, let's hope that the audio is going to hold up. So Eric Seat here is the one who did, there was some sort of YSTR testing that Eric Seat had to do in Lab Report 3. Lab Report 3 is some kind of, is some sort of YSTR testing or whatever he did, but it all pertains to this Connor Chestnut, DNA data of an alternate suspect for Connor Chestnut. Bethune, hello. Okay, so do me a favor, please. Let me know how my audio is holding up. Can you guys hear me? If Pob isn't live, Miss Potts will do. Well, I would hope so. I would hope so. Even if Pob is live, you should still be here. Just saying. I know y'all love that dude, but I don't watch him. So, but to each their own. Not knocking you, but it's the last place I'd be. Just saying. Sorry if that offends any of you. It's literally the last place I'd be. Lucy knows. But anyways, to each their own. You should be here anyway. You could always put Pob on the TV and me on the phone if you need to. Thank you, Lucy, darling. Thank you. Exactly, Joanne. Exactly. Pob who? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't like knocking other creators. I'm just saying there are certain creators I don't watch. I'm sorry, friends. He happens to be one of them. Sorry. So sorry. I'm not meaning to offend anyone. It's late. I have insomnia, and you know what? It is what it is. Sometimes I don't have a filter. I have no filter. Okay. I don't watch him. I'm sorry. He also likes to research Connor chestnuts. Yeah, probably. It's just interesting. He's doing YSTR testing and producing a Connor chestnut fella, which is interesting. Yeah, it's freezing where I am too, Joanne. It's absolutely freezing. Yeah, Lucy knows. It's all good though. Okay, so I wanted to share that seed because Eric's seed is the Lab Report 3 DNA data of an alternate suspect. Here we go. Paulette Sutton. The state has previously disclosed Paulette Sutton as an expert in the field of crime scene reconstruction and bloodstain pattern analysis. She speaks my language. incorporates its previous responses and attachments filed on December 18th, 2024 and February 16th, 2025, and is hereby supplementing those responses as follows. The state is attaching a revised report of T. Paulette Sutton, revised on February 13th, 2025, State's Exhibit S9A. This revised report includes a basis for the revised report, which details the revisions to the report. Sutton's revised report includes rebuttal testimony in response to Matthew Nodell and Dr. Brent Turvey, definitions for technical terms referenced throughout the report, and quote, is not evidence of absence, end quote. Guest editorial J, forensic identification, blah, blah, blah. In addition, the state is attaching a copy of the presentation, which the state intends to introduce to aid Sutton in the presentation of her testimony, State's Exhibit S9B. Okay, and we have her mental here, her amended whatever, for the decedents. The basis for the revised report. The report in the above-mentioned case, which was originally issued August 29th, 2024, is being revised due to the following. 1. Update list of items received to reflect A. Defense reports received on January 30th, 2025 to original list of items received. B. Evidence list received via email from Officer Timothy Smaldridge, Moscow Police Department, February 10th, 2025. Number 2, addition of rebuttal to the reports prepared by the defense expert Matthew Nodell and Dr. Brent Turvey, received on January 30th, 2025. Number 3, address the discrepancy in DNA testing results related to the following stains identified in my original report issued August 29th, 2024, as described in the report prepared by Matthew Nodell. Mr. Nodell reported that the numbers reflected on the placards depicted in the scene photographs were not the same as the sample numbers used when the evidence was submitted to the laboratory for testing. One needed to increase the placard numbers by 6 to correlate the intake number, the pre-logging number, used when samples were submitted to the laboratory for testing. So basically, like what they're saying is like, if you're at number 27, you need to add 6 and it would be number 33. It goes into detail about this. Chat, hello everybody. Hello, Leslie and Billy. Holly Naomi, hello, Tiger Up. Hello, welcome on in. Good to see everyone. V Slims, Cocaine. How you doing, Cocaine? Good to see you. Still yesterday here on the West Coast, Callan. Oh, yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a little bit of night. Tried to go on earlier, but it's okay. The spooks like to mess with me, so we're back. Okay. So, to confirm this, I requested the original evidence log from the Moscow Police Department on February 10th, 2025, and compared the information to the laboratory worksheets. Mr. Nodell's observation does appear to be correct. So the laboratory results for several stains were amended. A, stain F. Let me move my phone. A, stain F in the living room, results corrected. B, stain at placard number 48 on Mogan's bedroom door, results corrected. C, the stain on Mogan's bedroom door, results corrected. D, the stain at placard 41 on the handrail of stairs from the 3rd floor, results corrected. E, stain at placard 35 on the desk in Kernodle's bedroom, results were added. Stain at placard 36 on exterior of Kernodle's bedroom door, results added. G, stain at placard 37 on the floor of Kernodle's near the bedroom door, results. She says here, delete original conclusion 6 from my original report dated August 29th, 2024, due to erroneous DNA results for stain F on the edge of the beer pong table. Conclusion read, quote, a single spatter stain attributed to the blood of Xana Kernodle located on the edge of the west side of the table on the second level indicates that she sustained an injury in this area. There is no to indicate that a significant amount of bleeding occurred in this area is retracted. So at some point, she was going to try to say that blood, a drop of her blood is on the pong table. It doesn't mean she sustained an injury there. And she had to retract that and amend to retract that statement. Apparently, Xana did sustain an injury out near at the pong table. And she needed to go in and retract that and amend. So that's interesting. Number 5, observation 8 screening test conducted on the debris from the third floor bedroom floor is amended to reflect the weekly positive O toluidine test when examined at the laboratory. Number 6, opinion 10 is added to the report regarding speculation about secondary footwear transfer stains. Items examined. So these are all of the items that she examined. September 27th, 2023, contacted by prosecuting attorney William Thompson Jennings regarding the above referenced case. On November 6, 2020, Seagate 1 terabit portable storage device from Latah County Prosecuting Attorney's Office via FedEx Ground. The storage device was password protected, and the password associated with this hard drive was sent via a separate email from Ms. Jennings on October 31st, 2023. October 31st. They love doing shit on Halloween. These people love doing shit on Halloween. So we have all these crime scene photographs. So it looks like she has ISP scene photos from November 13th, the initial crime scene. Then she has ISP scene photos from January 20th, 2023. She also has ISP crime scene January 6th, 2023. She has more ISP photos from the 14th. She also has ISP photos from the 17th and the 18th. 999, 1481, and 37. That's probably going to be, oh, I think that's the we just got, maybe. Yeah, it is. I think it is. Then there's more crime scene photos that she looked at from the 19th, the 20th, and the 22nd. More crime scene photos from the 23rd. More crime scene photos from the 25th, and then more crime scene photos from December 3rd. First officer on scene, Nunes' body cam she used. Autopsy reports and photographs for Ethan Chapin. Autopsy report and photographs were 229 images. Kaylee's autopsy report and photographs were 314 images. Madison Mogan's autopsy report and photographs were 274 images. And then, holy shit, Xana's autopsy report and photographs had 654 images. Then it has all of the different people from ISP, lab workers, etc. Then there's the Koberger apartment search photographs as well. Also for the Hyundai Elantra, the Koberger family home, there's a pre-search crime scene video that they used. Oh, really now? Somebody FOIA that shit just for shits and giggles and see if you get it. Let me come back over to chat. Kane B. Hello, Kane B. How are you? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Hope everybody's having a great night. my audio is holding up. Let me come back. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah, I know, post-woke, right? Whatever's going on over here is insane, right? It's just insane. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Okay, so hopefully the audio for us, friends. So let's see here. Pre-search crime scene video. She has the PC affidavit from December 30th. On June 3rd, 2024, I received the following lab report via email. ISP 11, Idaho State Police Forensic Services Field Report 11 for Martinez. On January 30th, the following reports were received by email. Exhibit D6, Matthew Nodell. Exhibit D15, Dr. Brett Turvey. Exhibit D1, Dr. Ruth Ballard. Exhibit D3, Kathleen Bright Birnbaum. And then Exhibit D, Barbara C. Wolf. So these are all defense reports. I believe people are defense experts. So it looks like January 30th of this year, I'm sorry, 2025. Now we're in 2026. She received all of these from the defense's experts. On February 10th, 2025, the following was received via email: the evidence list from Officer Timothy Smaldridge. Okay, so here we go, guys. Now we're getting into the autopsy stuff. Okay, let's do a trigger warning. I did put trigger warning in the title of the video, but I might as well, maybe, mods, if you don't mind, giving everybody a trigger warning. We're about to get into these autopsy results for everybody. So let's make sure audio's good, trigger warning's good, and let's do this. So we're about to get into some of the autopsy findings that this woman here is including. Okay, so we know the case summary. November 13th, Moscow police found the 4 victims in the home. It says here, no medical intervention was attempted. Obviously. It says all autopsies were performed by Chief Medical Examiner and Forensic Pathologist Veena Singh. Okay, so for Kaylee Gonsalves, date and time of the autopsy is November 16th, 2022 at 4:50 p.m. Cause of death is multiple sharp force injuries. Significant contributors to the death are blunt force in the head and asphyxial injuries. Can you guys hear me? Kane, at least give me a thumbs up in the chat or something and let me know how my audio is doing. I need Lucy or Kane to tell me how my audio is doing. Is it clippy? Is it choppy? Please let me know. I do not want to read this again and have it not be Sarah D. Irish, honey. So good to see you. Welcome on in. It's late night. Actually, I think big shout out to Sarah D. Irish. Now that I think of it, honey, I think this is your link that Lucy sent me. Now that I think of it, big shout out to Sarah D. Irish. If you don't follow her on X, you should. She has everything listed in a Google Doc. You can hear me. You can hear me. Okay, great. Perfect. I didn't want to get too far into this. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Audio is great. Thank you. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. I literally have PTSD. I have audio PTSD. It is what it is. For fuck's sake. Okay. Here we go. Let's get into this. So she has right? Blunt force injuries of and asphyxial. Things include 1, stabbing in face and neck, 24 plus. Number 2, stab and incise wounds of the chest, 11. Number 3, stab and incise wounds of the upper extremities, 3. So she has 24 plus wounds, stab and incise on her scalp, face, and neck. She has 11 stab and incise wounds on her chest, and she has 3 stab and incise wounds on the upper extremities. Punctures of the outer table of the skull, injuries to the teeth and tongue, perforations of the subclavian artery and vein, hemorrhage into the chest cavities. Blunt force injuries included scalpel laceration, bleeding around the brain, nasal fracture, scrapes on the nose and cheeks, bruising around the eyes, patterned bruises extending across the lower face, petechial hemorrhages were present in the eyes and mouth, blood alcohol concentration of 0.107. Other findings, patchy hemoaspiration pattern with evidence of blood in upper and lower airways. Okay. So she definitely was, well, I don't want to say definitely, but it sounds like she was choked or gagged or something with the asphyxial and the petechial. Sounds like there was actual strangling of some kind or whatever you want to call it. It's definitely a beating and a stabbing is what it sounds like, maybe. I'm noticing there's nothing in here about, a pew-pew. There's nothing in here about a gunshot, right? It looks like the significant findings from the medical examiner are blunt force injuries to the head and asphyxial injuries. Many, many stab wounds to the face, neck, chest, and upper extremities, but there's also punctures of the outer table of the skull, injuries to the teeth and tongue, scalp laceration, bleeding around the brain, nasal fracture, scrapes on the nose and cheeks, bruising around the eyes. And then the petechial. Okay. Hemoaspiration pattern. Patchy hemoaspiration pattern. Hold, please. Patchy. Okay. So patchy hemoaspiration refers to a finding often in forensic pathology or respiratory medicine where blood has been inhaled, aspirated into the lungs, resulting in scattered or uneven patchy areas of hemorrhage and blood-stained tissues within airways and lungs. Okay. All right, let's check Madison Mogan next. And again, thank you everybody for being here. Just wanted to give you the heads up. This is an ad-free live tonight. I did not monetize this live. So thank you everybody for being here. You won't have to skip over any ads or anything like that. Appreciate everybody. I was trying to do this earlier and it got a little messed up. So it's okay. We're here now. Hopefully it's up and yes, well, that's why I was looking it up, Lucy. I just kind of wanted to give myself like a little visual if I could. Something obstructing and preventing the breathing, right? Choking, gagging, strangling. I mean, a pillow over the face, I guess, or I'm not, could be a number of things, I guess. Okay. And at some point, she aspirated her own blood as well, unfortunately. I'm sorry, this is a true crime channel. If you're not into gore, if you don't want to hear anything graphic, you shouldn't be on a true crime channel, just saying. So There's going to be graphic things. It's going to be graphic. The trigger warning has already been the title of the video. If you're triggered easily, you don't want to listen to this, then please click out. But whoever listens to this on the replay, fair warning, do not leave a comment telling me that I should not be sharing this or reading it or talking about it. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, so let's get into Maddie. Kaleidohope, hello, how are you? Just saw you out of the corner of my eye. Agreed, these poor kids. Agreed. These poor young adults. All right, Madison Mogan, her autopsy is done. They were all done on the 16th. Looks like Ethan was done first, if I remember correctly. Kaylee was going backwards here. So Kaylee was at, what time? 4:50 p.m. on the 16th. Madison here is at 2:25 p.m. on the 16th. Her cause of death is multiple sharp force injuries. Significant findings include 1, stab and incise wounds of the scalp, face, and neck. She had 13. She had stab wounds on the chest, 5. Incise wounds on the upper extremities, 10. Wounds of the lung and the liver, which I thought was interesting because I thought it was allegedly Kaylee whose lung and liver were, but okay. Wounds of the lung and liver. Perforations of the subclavian vein, subclavian artery, and blood vessels of the chest wall. Blood alcohol concentration of 0.282. Other findings were incision of the nasal septum, perforation of the tongue and oral mucosa, and serosanguinous fluid in upper and lower airways. Incision of the nasal septum. Okay, let's see. An incision of the nasal septum refers to the surgical cut made inside the nose during a septoplasty, a procedure to straighten a deviated septum for improved breathing. The surgeon makes an internal incision. That can't be right. Lifts the nasal lining mucosa, repositions or removes obstructive cartilage and bone, and then returns to the lining, often securing it. What the fuck? Jesus. That's to her nose. Incision of the nasal septum. So notice it doesn't say like stab wound, right? To the nasal incision. Let's. If you're new here, I like to take things and copy and paste them into Google to get at least a little bit of an answer. Okay, so this next one is perforation of the tongue and oral mucosa. Let's see what it could mean in a homicide. Let's see. In a homicide investigation, perforation of the tongue and oral mucosa is a significant finding. Indicates severe physical active resistance by the or specific methods of forced asphyxiation. Such injuries often point towards trauma inflicted during a struggle or a deliberate attempt to silence or kill the victim. Evidence of a violent struggle, traumatic injury, perforation or a hole or puncture of the tongue, often in conjunction with damage to the oral mucosa, inner cheeks, lips, and palate, is usually caused by the teeth, where the tongue is crushed or bitten during a struggle. This frequently occurs when a victim is punched in the mouth or when the jaw is forced closed suddenly. Signs of a homicidal strangulation and injuries to the inner mouth are common in cases of manual strangulation, as the victim may bite their tongue while trying to breathe or in pain. The presence of intramuscular bleeding or bruising in the tongue is a significant indicator of asphyxial death, particularly in homicidal strangulation. Gagging or foreign object injury. If the perforation is associated with the foreign object, it indicates the use of a gag that was forced into the mouth to block the airway. Differentiating from suicide and gunshot wounds. In cases of shooting, the tongue is homicides when a gun is fired from just outside the mouth. In many suicides, the victim may push the tongue down to fit the barrel in. Vital reaction evidence of life, intramuscular bleeding in the tongue is considered an agonal phenomenon, meaning it occurred while the victim was still alive and struggling, not post-mortem. Interesting. Okay, sorry, friends. I just had to read that. Perforation of the tongue and oral mucosa in a homicide investigation, and that's what I found. So hopefully that helped. It helped me. I hope that it helped you guys. But that's why I look things up and read them the way that I do. Karmic, hello. Good to see you. Sarah D. Irish. Yeah, I could open up X and use Grok, but it's just easier for me to copy and paste into Google. Buggles. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. The chat's wide open. Everything is wide open tonight. We're not monetized. I didn't put anything. It's not a subscribers only thing tonight. Everybody's welcome. But that's why I like to copy and paste things and try and get, I think it helps to add context, right? Okay. Now let's get into Xana. So Xana's autopsy was done same day at 11:15. Cause of death, multiple sharp force injuries. Other injuries included abrasions and contusion of the head, torso, and extremities. Significant findings include one-size wounds of the scalp, face, and neck, 23 of them. Stab wounds to the chest. Stab wounds to the abdomen, 4. Incised and puncture wounds of her back, 3. Incise wounds of the upper extremities, 25. Incise wounds of the lower extremities, 5. Punctures of the outer table of the skull, like Kaylee. Perforations of the jugular vein, heart, lung, and pulmonary blood vessels. Hemorrhaging into the chest cavities. Wounds extending into the bones of the right hand. Scrapes and bruise on the face, torso, and extremities. So this is why they bagged her right hand and her foot, huh? It doesn't say anything about her foot, though, on this one. Just says extremities. Blood alcohol concentration of 0.229. Her amphetamine level was grams per milliliter. Other findings were abundant bloody mucoid material in her airways. Had patchy hemoaspiration in pulmonary parenchyma. I can't say that word. Yes. Pulmonary patch mucoid, bloody mucoid material in her airways. Interesting. So her jugular vein, heart, lung, and pulmonary blood vessels. But she was stabbed in the arms. And it actually, now that I think of it, it all, there's certain areas next to that nightstand and on the nightstand, pools of blood that are much, much, much darker. Much darker. And when I was first looking at them, to me, it looked like some of this blood like dried at different times or something, right? Because some of it was so much darker than the rest. And then the more that I dug and the more that I dug, like gastric blood is like almost black. So I thought that was very interesting. I could be wrong. I don't know shit. Don't listen to me, but okay, let's see here. Okay, so let's get to Ethan. So before we get to Ethan, I just want to. So she had 23 and 7 is 30. 55, 60, 67. So she had 67 stab and or incised wounds, along with puncture, perforations of the jugular, heart, lung, and pulmonary. She had stab wounds or incised wounds or puncture wounds. And then when we get into Ethan, you'll see what I'm talking about. So notice Xana's amphetamine level is only 12 nanograms per milliliter. Ethan's is like 260. So for Ethan, cause of death is multiple sharp force injuries. The significant findings include wounds of the scalp, face, and neck. He had 4. Stab wound of the upper chest, 1. Incise wounds of the upper extremity. Stab and incise wounds of the lower extremities, 6. Perforations of the jugular vein, subclavian vein, and subclavian artery. Blood alcohol concentration of 0.1 to an amphetamine level of 260 nanograms per milliliter. Yeah, it's very high. So let's see. 260. Okay. So let's see here. AI overview. A amphetamine level of 260 nanograms. Let me take that part out, actually. Let's do this. So post-mortem of 260 nanograms per milliliter of amphetamine falls into a range that is significantly higher than, often indicating recent heavy recreational use or a concentration capable of contributing to death, particularly if in combination with others. So I mean, this is a very, very high level of amphetamine. Adderall takes Adderall. This is not going to be within your therapeutic levels. Prescription you take every day. This is off the charts, usually indicating recent heavy recreational use or a concentration capable of contributing to death. Contextualizing 260 nanograms per milliliter of amphetamine range. So therapeutic blood levels for amphetamine typically in the range of 30 nanograms per milliliter. Impairment and fatal thresholds. Concentrations in driving under the influence DUID cases often range from 20 to 600 nanograms per milliliter. 270 to 530 are associated with impairment. mortem distribution, blood concentration can be up to 1.5 actual concentration due to drug redistribution issues like the liver. Factors affecting the and metabolism or metabolism. 60 nanograms per milliliter was alongside amphetamine. The amphetamine, methamphetamine, rather than the result of pure ingestion. Combined substance use. Amphetamine is frequently found in combination with other substances like heroin and benzodiazepines, which can lower the required toxic effect. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. My audio is breaking up. Well, yeah, it is pretty windy outside, actually. We got some crazy ass winds here. I'm breaking up. Okay, hang on. Calm down. Let's see if we can fix it. It's fine. It's fine. How long has it been breaking up for? Well, yeah, because these aren't the full autopsy reports. This is just what a state's expert was relying on, some of the things that she planned to rely on from it. Oh, okay. How is it? Is it any better or is it still bad? Hang on, friends. Better now. It was only for like 30 seconds. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is it any better now or is it still breaking up? Because yes, where I am, we are getting very, very high winds. And Sunday is when the snow is going to kick up. Better. Better. Crystal clear, Pamela says. Well, thank you, Pamela. Nene here says I'm crystal clear. So I'm not sure. Clear as a bell, Nene says. Batsheet, what up? Welcome on in. Buggles, crystal clear. A+ right now. Okay, cool. We'll take it. Island lady, hello. Okay, cool. All right, good. Okay, so unfortunately here, Ethan, even if he was prescribed Adderall, his levels are down what would be considered therapeutic levels associated with a daily prescription user. Wow. Okay. So that's interesting. And then she starts to go into the exterior of the residence. We all know that. Slider, we know that. Third floor, we know that. Okay, so it says here, the bodies of Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan were reportedly discovered in the bedroom assigned to Madison Mogan as depicted in ISP 4856. Miss Mogan was located on the south side of the bed, closest to the closet opening, and Miss Gonsalves was located on the north side of the bed closest to the wall. Both are covered with a beige comforter. A white fleece item, which appears to be a blanket, is lying at the foot of the bed. Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonsalves are lying on their backs. Miss Gonsalves is partially lying on top of the right arm, right shoulder, and upper torso of Miss Mogen, as depicted in ISP 4968. And then ISP 4978 is the view of the two of them. The comforter is removed. The posture and proximity of the bodies of Kaylee and Maddie can best be visualized when the comforter is removed, as depicted in ISP 4978. No blood is noted on the bottoms or top, indicating they were not upright or moving about the area after their bloodletting injuries were inflicted. The blood visible on the bottom sheet is limited to the upper portion of the bed sheet at approximately chest level. According to their respective autopsy reports, no bloodletting injuries were reported below the waist or on the backs of either Miss Gonsalves or Miss Mogen. The image 6941245, taken at autopsy, shows a clearer view of the sleep pants of Kaylee Gonsalves. The lack of blood on the front of her sleeping pants further supports the conclusion that Miss Gonsalves never stood upright after the bloodletting injuries to her upper body were inflicted. Miss Mogen's left leg is extended from under the bed covers, and her left floor, as depicted in ISP 4871. A piece of debris is noted on the floor between the left foot of Madison Mogen and the pillow, and is indicated by the yellow oval in ISP 4871. A swabbing of the debris as well as itself was tested for the presumptive presence of blood. The swabbing of this debris yielded a positive presumptive test for blood at the scene, but the otolidine test conducted at the lab was a weak positive. It should be noted that there were no drip trails of blood noted on the bedroom floor. Drip trails are indicative of movement by a bleeding individual. In ISP 4968, the comforter has been turned inward. The left leg of Madison Mogen is extended from the bed. Drip stains, spatter stains, transfer stains, and saturation stains are visible on the comforter and on the exposed bed sheets. Apparent strands of hair are on the comforter. A large pool of blood has accumulated at approximately the thigh region of Kaylee Gonsalves, even though, referring to the autopsy, no injuries are reported in this area to account for this pool of blood. For this large pool of blood to accumulate, a source of blood had to be above this area while the bleeding occurred. Yeah, because she was moved, in my opinion. It's just, they were staged. The bodies were moved. The bodies were staged. This is just my opinion, but it's not just my opinion. The defense expert, Mr. Nodell, and the other guy also believe the same thing, and so does Barbara Wolf. 3 of the defense experts believe staging happened. So, interesting. It sounds like she's like tossed on top of Maddie after, or during the assault ends up on top of Maddie because her right shoulder and like she's like half on Maddie. Yeah, I think it's staging. If you want my honest opinion, someone is staging bodies or moving them or whatever. But wow. My God. Okay, let's keep going. The distribution of the bloodstains on the face and upper body of Kaylee Gonsalves, the bloodstain on the south wall beside the bed, and the pool of blood at Miss Gonsalves's thigh region on the comforter indicate that her posture and position did change during this event. Spatter is noted on all four walls of the bedroom, above the head of the bed, to the south wall beside Kaylee Gonsalves, to the north wall, and to the door at the foot of the bed. These areas will be described more fully in this report. Multiple spatters associated with impact and 2 cast-off patterns are noted on the north wall to the right of Kaylee Gonsalves, as depicted in the overview in ISP 4890. Image DSC 4595 shows the area indicated by the yellow box in ISP 4890 in more detail. The directionality up to the doorway is from right to left and downward, as indicated by the yellow arrows. I mean, holy shit. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but beep, beep, bitches. Because when I was looking at this blood spatter way back in the day, I'm like, the directionality, the cast off, it looks like impact spatter, right? And I'm just kind of somebody who geeks out on this shit. But I said the same thing. It goes from right to left, and it has a downward trajectory. Interesting. Impact spatter. The directionality of the spatters closer to the doorway is from right to left and downward, as indicated by the yellow arrows in DSC 4595. The area of convergence of this spatter pattern indicates they originated from a spatter producing event that occurred above the level of the bed. 2 patterns of cast-off blood is indicated in DSC 4595 by the green dotted lines. Cast-off is created by the movement of a bloodied object or objects. Of course, the photos are redacted, friends. Image from ISP 5122, stains associated with impact on the door casing and on the exterior surface of the bedroom door belonging to Madison Mogen. The shape and location of these spatter stains are consistent with there being a continuation of spatter stains observed on the north bedroom wall beside the bed. This is consistent with these spatter stains due to an impact delivered to a source of exposed bed. With these spatter stains having originated due to an impact delivered to a source of exposed blood on the bed. Come back over to chat. How's everybody doing? Crime and chaos, you just got out of work. Well, welcome on in. I hope my audio is holding up for you. Welcome on in. Good to see you, Crime and Chaos. Elser One, hello. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope everybody's having a good night. Design rhythm, yeah, the nightstand is untouched. What do you mean, untouched by blood, or you just mean untouched in general? There's blood all over that nightstand next to Maddie's bed. It's just spatter. Tinier droplets. Hopefully audio is holding up. Right turn Clyde in here? Oh, well, hello. How are you? That's what I thought too. It sounds like she would, but as we'll read further on, there's no evidence that Kaylee ever left that room or got out of that bed, and Ann Taylor said the same thing, remember? Because Dylan tried to claim that Kaylee came running down the stairs screaming someone's here, and Ann Taylor said that's absolutely not true. She was killed in the bed and never left the room. So I'm not sure. Not sure. Inside your bones, hello. How are you? I just saw you. Is Willat here? Thought I saw someone say, hey, Willat. Oh, yeah. Didn't get bumped. Right. Yeah. Or knocked off. Yeah. Interesting. There's a phone on the nightstand, too. Someone's phone on that nightstand, too. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see. Image DSC 4603 depicts a portion of the north bedroom wall by Miss Gonsalves' right arm. The following bloodstains are noted on this wall. Spatter associated with an impact is traveling downward and to the right as indicated by the yellow arrows. The area of convergence of these spatters indicates they originated from an impact that occurred above the level of the bed. Several areas of transfer staining are noted. Near the center of the image, a cessation pattern is indicated by a green arrow. Cessation patterns are the result of a bloodied object undergoing abrupt deceleration. I want to see what that looks like. Cessation pattern. Hold, please. Uh-huh. Okay. Yep. Makes sense. Interesting. Cessation pattern. Okay. Let's read that again. Cessation patterns are the result of a bloodied object undergoing abrupt deceleration. Then we have flow patterns are indicated by the blue arrows inserted in DSC 4603. The appearance of the stains making up these flow patterns are consistent with diluted blood. Diluted blood is created when blood is mixed with another liquid. The mouth and nose injuries of Kaylee Gonsalves and or Madison Mogen, as noted in the autopsy reports, are potential sources of diluted blood. Image from ISP 4975 cropped depicts the area adjacent to and above the head of Kaylee Gonsalves. 3 discrete areas of transfer stains are noted on the pillow nearest the head of Kaylee Gonsalves. These transfer stains have thin protrusions extending from the edges of the transfer stains. This geometric configuration is indicative of transfer stains created by hair. No wiping, smearing, or other connection is noted between the 3 transfer stains. These transfer stains were created by discrete moments of contact. No dragging or sliding movement is noted. Spatters associated with impact are noted on the pillow and the wall above the head of Miss Gonsalves. Spatters associated on the pillow and the wall above Madison Mogen, as depicted in image ISP 4953 cropped. Near the lap region of Miss Mogen, 2 linear saturation stains are indicated by the green arrows. Image ISP 5132 provides a closer image of the area on the east wall between Miss Mogen's left shoulder and the bedside table. The smaller stains on the wall in this image are consistent with spatter stains associated with impact. These spatter stains are traveling from left to right, as indicated by the yellow arrows. The directionality and distribution of the spatter stains indicate that they originated near the location of Miss Mogen, as depicted in ISP 5132, and that they originate only a short distance above the surface of the bed. The larger stains, which culminate with flow stains, as indicated by the blue arrow, are indicative of cast-off stains created by a bloody object in motion. ISP 5149 depicts the underside of the shelf above the headboard of the bed. Spatters associated with impact are noted on the underside of this shelf. These spatters represent the termination of the spatters associated with impact seen on the wall above the head of the bed. The directionality and the distribution of these spatter stains is consistent with their originating from the head region of the mattress. The flow patterns on Madison Mogen's face are depicted in image ISP 4868. There is little deviation in the directionality of these flow patterns, indicating that there was little change in the posture of Miss Mogen after the flows were created. Spatter stains associated with impact on the right side of the closet opening on the south wall are indicated by marker 46 and image DSC 4621 and DSC 4623 cropped. The majority of these spatter stains are circular in shape, with the shape of the spatters along the lower margin of the overall pattern being directed downward. The shape and distribution of these spatter stains associated with impact are consistent with their originating from the area of the bed. The location of a brown object in the vicinity of the lower left back and or thigh of Madison Mogen is indicated by a yellow oval inserted in image ISP 4865. This object was later identified as a brown knife sheath. The back of the knife sheath is exposed. In image ISP 4966, this knife sheath is indicated by placard number 14. Spatter associated with an impact is noted on the sheet on which the brown knife sheath is found. Photographs included in the forensic biology report related to the laboratory analysis of the knife sheath provided closer images of the spatter stains associated with impact on the exposed surface back of the knife sheath. Presumptive testing for the presence of blood in the stains on the back of the knife sheath were positive. Subsequent DNA testing of these stains on the back of the knife sheath revealed a mixture of DNA. Kaylee Gonsalves matches the major profile of the DNA. Madison Mogen is a potential contributor to the minor component of the DNA. The back of this knife sheath was exposed to spatter stains, which originated from an impact to Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogen. The front strap of the knife sheath was swabbed and tested as item 1.1, as indicated in the attached image. DNA from Brian Koberger was identified on the front strap of the knife sheath. Okay. Third level bedroom door. Stain 48 on the opening edge of the door to Madison Mogen's bedroom is depicted in image DSC 4863. Stain 48 is a swipe stain, which originates approximately 4 feet 1 inch above the floor and approximately 2 inches in length, 4 foot 1. Lucy, darling, 4 foot 1. Interesting. A swipe. I just, in the other live, read a doc to everybody, giving you, like, showing the difference between a swipe, a wipe, a transfer. Stain 48 is a swipe stain, which originates approximately 4 feet 1 inch above the floor and is approximately 2 inches in length. This is on the door. Madison Mogen's bedroom door. It continues to approximately 4 feet 3 inches above the floor. Image ISP 4885 shows this swipe in closer perspective. Swipe stains are caused by a transfer of blood from a blood-bearing surface onto another surface, with characteristics that indicate relative motion between the two surfaces. Stain 48 was pre-logged into the Idaho State Police Forensics Services System as Stain 42. This sample was then assigned the laboratory number 77. Testing showed the sample to originate from Kaylee Gonsalves. There is no physical evidence to indicate that either Miss Gonsalves or Miss Mogen created this transfer stain. Come back over to chat for a minute. Let me come back over to chat. Too fast for Feliz. Oh my goodness. Hello. You're so pretty. So good to see you. Welcome on in. So good to see you. No, they never said the sheath was between the girls. No. They said that the sheath technically was found face down to the right of Miss Mogen, partially tucked under the comforter and Miss Mogen, if I remember correctly. Correct. Crime and chaos. Yes. I think what she's saying is that, yes, because the sheath was found face down and there is spatter on, so there is some spatter on the back of the sheath, but there's also spatter on the bed and the comforter. Skalma, I did. I said thank you. Thank you so much for your Cash App. I said thank you. I gave you a big shout out, and James Moen and Leslie and Billy. So yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Thanks for being here. A little bit of a late night stream. There's over 200 of you here, so I hope there's 200 thumbs ups, right? Or you can thumbs it down. Doesn't matter. But either way, Maddie was not closer to the wall, no. Kaylee's up against the wall. Maddie is close to the closet. It's Kaylee who was against the wall. Okay. So let's see. DSC 4857 cropped image was taken by the Forensic Field Services team on November 17th, 2022, and shows a second area of swipe transfer stain on the opening edge of the bedroom door as indicated by marker X. Subsequent testing at marker X showed a mixture of DNA. Kaylee Gonsalves matches the major profile of the mixture. Madison Mogen is a potential contributor to the minor component of this mixture. There is no physical evidence to indicate that Miss Gonsalves or Miss Mogen created this swipe on the edge of the door. Exterior surface, third level bedroom door. Marker 42 in image DSC 4585 and DSC 4587 depicts a pattern transfer stain near the hinge side of the exterior surface of the third-level bedroom door. A pattern transfer is created when a patterned object, which was wet with liquid blood, made contact with the surface. The appearance of the stain is consistent with diluted blood, creating this pattern transfer. Diluted blood is created when blood is mixed with another liquid. The stairwell from the third level to the second level is depicted in DSC 4730. Transfer stain designated stain 41 is indicated on the top of the banister as indicated by the yellow arrow. Stains N and O are indicated on the wall below the banister. Presumptive testing for blood was positive with stains N and O. Interesting. Stain 41 is depicted in images DSC 4578, DSC 4580, and DSC 4582, and consists of two pattern transfer stains on the handrail between the third level and the second level of the residence. Pattern transfer stains were created when an object or objects with a similar pattern object or objects which was wet with liquid blood made contact with the handrail of this stairway. A swiping motion is visible within the pattern transfer as depicted by the yellow arrow inserted into image DSC 4582. Stain 41 was positive with presumptive testing for blood. DNA testing, it matched Madison Mogan. So this is Maddie's blood here on the banister. So it's a mix of blood of Kaylee and Maddie on the door, but it's only Maddie here. Interesting. So 41 up here where the yellow arrow is on the banister is Maddie's. Stain O and N are transfer, and it doesn't say whose those are. Or did it? And I'm just tired. Presumptive testing for blood was positive with stains N and O. Yeah, it doesn't say who they belong to. But they're transfer stains. And the transfer that's on the actual banister here, 41, is Maddie's. You should have both of their blood on you, no? Shouldn't you be transferring both of their bloods? Interesting. Stain 41 is depicted in images. Oh, oops, I read that. Sorry. DNA testing matched Maddie. Okay. So as we can see here, this stain here is Maddie's. This is transfer, identified as Maddie. Stains M and L are located on the inner side of the banister here, depicted by the yellow circles. Presumptive testing for the presence of blood was positive with stains M and L. Doesn't say whose it is. Interesting. The location of stain K is indicated in image DSC 4726 at the switchback level between 3 and 2. Stain K is a light-colored transfer stain on the wall at the switchback between level 3 and 2. Stain K can be seen in more detail in image DSC 4732 cropped. Presumptive testing for the presence of blood was positive with stain K. So that would be like on someone's leg, on someone's like pants or something. And as they're walking by, they're transferring it because that's pretty low down. I feel like that would be like thigh area, maybe. where it is on this banister here. I feel like that would be, you know, that's definitely like kneecap area, maybe. Stain J is indicated in image DSC 4718 and can be seen in more detail in image DSC 4723. Stain J is a light-colored transfer stain on the wall, right here. See the yellow circle? On the wall at the bottom of the stairs between level 3 and 2. Presumptive testing for the presence of blood was positive with stain J. And again, it doesn't say who it belongs to. Interesting. Okay, let me come back to chat for a minute. Let me take a break. I need to take a sip of my drink. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Let me take a sip of my drink, okay? And rub my eyeballs. Yes, Buggles. That is where the later pool of Amido Black appears. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry if there's anybody I missed. Hopefully you guys understand when I'm in another window reading, I can't see my chat. So that's why I always have to say, let me come back to my chat because I can't see you. I can't see you at all. So hopefully everybody's getting along and everybody's staying kind in chat. I don't know who I have here for a mod besides Miss Lucy. There's probably somebody else here. I just can't see it on my end because of Restream, but behave yourselves because my mods have every authority to handle it. Leslie and Billy, please do over. Do over what? Thank you so very much, Miss Potts. Please do over. Do over what, honey? What does that say? 4-letter word. Hello, welcome on in. Your brother loves watching me? Scully, really? Well, tell your brother I said hello, brother. Hello, brother, brother. Brother from another mother. Okay. Sorry, I just need to take a quick little break. Detective Mowry, sandbagging son of a bitch. Where you been? You just been lurking this whole time, have you? Oh, don't overdo it, Leslie says. Yeah, don't worry, honey. I won't. Don't worry. I'm having the worst bout of insomnia tonight. It's fine. I knew it at like 9 o'clock when I wasn't yawning. Usually by 9 o'clock, I can't stop yawning and my eyes are watering. Literally. But no. Nope. Not tonight. So here we are. Good to see you, Detective Mowry. Okay. So yeah, this is like insane. This is just insane. Oh my God. Bro, one of these people like has like 70 injuries to them, like 70 stab wounds. Like I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry. This is just my opinion. There's no way this is only one person, and if it is one person, they are a 1,000,000% trained fucking merc. They're like literal Jason Bourne, John Wick. I mean, I don't know what else to say. 70 wounds, 70 stab wounds on one of these people. Other one has like almost 50. That is insane. That is insane. Yeah, quite a short person, Amethyst, exactly. Yeah. This is insane. Exactly, Lucy, right? Right? Trying to say this was a silent crime? Like, stop it. Why be so nosy? Hello. Good to see you. JP, hello. There are some interesting conclusions. We haven't even gotten to, like, what Matthew Nodell was saying, that this woman had to rebut and then amend. We haven't even gotten there yet. You just wait. Wait till you read some of the shit Matthew Nodell is saying that she has to try to counter and, argue like, no, it could be this instead. Yeah, I think it was Xana who had the most, if I remember correctly. Xana actually had the most injuries. If I know I just read it and I added it up. I want to say it was like 70 for Xana, which is just awful. Absolutely awful. Crime and chaos. Yeah, I think so. It's close to that. Yeah. Where is Twiz? Thought I saw Twiz and Kane's live earlier, but he only popped in to like say, hey, are you live? And then that was it. Right. Exactly, Amethyst. That's how I feel about it too. This is definitely not one person. There are no mixtures on some of the spots that would be mixed if it's only one person. Right. Exactly. How is this person only transferring Maddie's blood to the handrail if he just stabbed Maddie and Kaylee both? The transfer should be a mixture, not a singular. But, what do I know? I don't know shit. I don't know shit. These are just my opinions. Don't listen to me. I know nothing. Just some witch cackling bitch on the internet. That's all. I'm just some crazy lady. Love Gigahertz. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Rui could be, right? It could be one person having an absolute fucking psychotic episode, I guess. Sure. But I would expect it to be not as contained, right? To the two rooms. It's pretty contained to the two rooms, other than a little bit of it out in the living room and stuff, but it seems to be mostly contained. Whereas if this is like a lone person, psychotic episode, frenzied, type attack, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's more than one. I'm sorry. I just feel like it's way more than one person. I really do. And I don't know why he wouldn't just, if he knows who they are, he should tell on them. And if he has nothing to do with it at all, my God, hopefully they plan on. I'm hoping, something is happening here with the WSU lawsuit and everything like that. I'm really kind of hoping that this is a way to get the truth out about what really happened in this house, because this was not a quiet attack, in my opinion, by one lone perpetrator. Sorry. It's just how I feel about it. I don't care if somebody says, oh my God, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like, I literally don't care. It's not just me saying it. There are no less than 4 defense experts in this case who also agree with my witch cackling bitch assessment. Okay, so, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm not the only one who thinks it. There are multiple defense experts who also believe multiple perpetrators and cleaning up the crime scene and staging. So it's not just me. It's not just us. Something's happening. Something's happening. I can see it happening. Let's get back into this. Okay, so ISP 4756 depicts the living room area of the residence. Within this area, there is a sofa, a television, and a beer pong table. A metal frame console table is partially visible against the wall opposite the sofa. A narrow path exists between the metal console table and the beer pong table. 2 overturned red cups and a partially empty Bud Light lime bottle is noted on the beer pong table, along with a wooden handled knife. DSC 4690 depicts the overall location of 2 stained areas on the beer pong table. Stain 39 is indicated by the yellow arrow on top of the table. I don't even see an arrow. Where the hell is the arrow? I don't have my glasses. There is no arrow. What's she talking about? Maybe it's there. I can't see it, though. Okay, indicated by the yellow arrow on top of the table, shown in greater detail in DSC 4574. Presumptive testing of stain 39 for blood was positive. Stain 39 demonstrates the appearance of diluted blood. This stain on the table revealed the DNA of Kaylee Gonsalves. The presence of an overturned cup in the vicinity of stain 39 is a potential source of the dilution if the cup in fact contained a source of liquid. It is unclear if this cup contained a liquid at some time or if it was part of the setup for a beer pong game. Spatter stain F is on the edge of the west side of the table. It is depicted by the orange arrow DSC 4690 and is shown in greater detail in DSC 4694. Presumptive testing of stain F for blood was positive. DNA from the stain was not identified. Interesting. So it's not Kaylee's, it's not Xana's, it's not Ethan's, and it's not Maddie's. Presumptive testing on stain F for blood. Spatter stain F is on the edge of the west side of the table. It is depicted by the orange arrow in DSC 4690 and is shown in greater detail in DSC 4694. Presumptive testing of stain F for blood was positive. DNA from this stain was not identified. Oh, here's our arrows. So this here, stain 39, is Kaylee. This stain here is apparently unidentified. What in the actual fuck? Isn't there a note about F in the corrections? Maybe. I don't think so. It's probably there, JP. You're right, honey. I probably did already read it, and then it immediately left my brain, right? That's why I need you guys in chat to pay attention when I'm reading, right? Because I'll read something and then it immediately leaves my brain. Don't ask me why. There's only certain things that I will retain. So you're right, JP. There may be something in the notes about whatever correction she made for this stain F and who it belongs to. So far, we're on page 57 and she's saying it's unidentified. Presumptive testing of stain F for blood was positive. So I don't know, JP. I don't want to scroll all the way back up to 2, but sure, if you want to go look at that for me, that would be amazing. And let me know if it says what she says for stain F. The extremely elongated shape of stain F is attributed to an acute angle of incidence between the source object and the side of the beer pong table. So that's that like little streak that we've all seen on the side of the beer pong table there. Let me come back and check chat. What did it say, JP? Page 2. What did it say for F? I'll wait for you, honey. Let me know. I don't want to go all the way back to 2, but if you'll do it for me, you know, I'd be super happy. Let me know what it says she modified for F here. Anytime, gigahertz. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. Spatterstain F. Great band name. Okay, you're driving. Oh, you're done driving. Too fast for fleas. Well, I'm glad you're done driving. I hope wherever you are, you're going to be hunkered down if you're also going to be getting spanked by this storm. I'll go to look myself. Redacted or conclusion. It was from an injury to Xana. Huh. Interesting. You're saying that streak of blood, the one that she said wasn't identified, that's Xana's? And Kaylee's is on the top of the table? Really? That's interesting. So you're saying F here? The one she's saying is not identified? Single spatter stain attributed to the blood of Xana Carnota located on the edge of the west side of the table on the second level indicates she sustained an injury here, right? And then she wanted to correct that. So her correction is that it's actually unidentified. It's not Xana's. That's why she has corrected this and had to amend her disclosure with the corrections. So for F, she's correcting it to, she initially said it was an injury from Xana and that Xana sustained an injury there. She's correcting it now to say unidentified. Right? Yeah, it sounds like it. That is her correction. The spatter stain F is on the edge of the west side of the table. It is depicted by the orange arrow, DSC, blah, blah, blah. Presumptive testing of stain F for blood was positive. The DNA from this stain was not identified because this is an amended disclosure she had to put in. Lucy, darling, are you still here? Is that correct? Do I have that right, honey? I think I do. We're reading an amended disclosure. If in the beginning, page 2, she's saying that she is amending and or fixing and or supplementing for F. So she initially thought that this was Xana's blood here on the table for whatever reason. And now she has had to amend it and fix it to say it's actually unidentified. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. F being not identified is the correction. Yeah, exactly. Right. And so in her initial disclosure, she said it was Xana's blood on that table and that Xana sustained an injury there. And now she is correcting it to say, actually, it's unidentified. Why is this fucking freezing up on me? Interesting. So the correction for stain F is that initially it was stated that it's Xana's. Her correction is that it's not. DNA from this stain was not identified. So stain F was not identified. That's someone's blood. It would be fairly easy to see if it matches any of your victims. No? Hmm. Who's Paul? I don't know what you mean, Maury Proberger. Elaine, hello. Insomnia. That's why I'm awake. I am having the worst bout of insomnia. That's why. Yeah, the correction seems to be that stain F was never identified. That's how I'm reading it too, honey, because this is her amended disclosure. Amended. She had to fix it and amend it. And we'll get into why based on what Matthew Nodell disclosed, based on what Barbara Wolf, she's getting all of these expert disclosures from the defense, their conclusions, what they found. And now she's got to rebut it. And some of these things she has to fix and correct and amend because the defense's experts were correct and she wasn't. Holy shit. So, okay, so Exhibit F, I'm sorry, stain F here on the table. This one here is the one that this state's expert in crime scene reconstruction is under the impression is Xana's blood for whatever reason. We'll find out why. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to give the spoiler. We're going to find out why these are all fucked up. And she had to come back and amend. If you haven't already read ahead in the doc, okay? If you want to give the spoiler in chat, you can. It's fine. Basically, what happened is, I'll just do it now. I'll do it now. Who wants the spoiler now? It would appear that when everything got labeled, right, from ISP, and then Brett Payne relabeled, Brett Payne didn't use the same numbers when he's relabeling swabs and relabeling things and relabeling pieces of evidence. He's not. So, yeah. At least that's how it reads in the document. I could be wrong about that. Don't listen to me. I don't know shit. Okay, so apparently this here, she's amending and correcting her disclosure to say that, yes, stain F actually wasn't identified. But they identified Kaylee's blood here on the table, on top of the ping pong table, beer pong table. Okay, so ISP 4687 depicts the view looking across the beer pong table towards the bedroom assigned to Xana Kernodle. Across from the beer pong table is the metal console table referenced earlier. On the right side of this image, one can see a half wall with a wooden ledge and the stairs leading from the second level down to the first level. Parking lot entrance on the north side of the entrance. Near the middle of the frame, the hallway leading from the living room to the bedroom of Xana Kernodle is depicted. Stain D here, can everybody see that? The circle is located on the north side of the wooden ledge of the half wall in the living room. The location of stain D is depicted in DSC 4682, and a closer view is depicted in DSC 4683 cropped. Stain D was tested for the presumptive presence of blood and was positive. Stain D is a transfer blood stain. Subsequent testing of stain D on the edge of the ledge showed a mixture of DNA. Ethan Chapin being the primary contributor. There is no physical evidence to indicate that Ethan Chapin was ever outside of the bedroom after sustaining his bloodletting injuries. And you can see that that's where that is there. Okay, so if it's a mixture, who's it mixed with? So Ethan's the primary contributor, but it's a mixed sample and it's not Ethan. So who's it with? They didn't bother to find out which victim. It's a mixed sample. How many in the mixture? How many are in the mixture? Is it all male? Is it major male, minor female? It would be pretty easy for you to figure out that that mixture is, say, Ethan and Xana. Right. It's a mixed sample and you don't know who's in the mixed sample. You just know that Ethan's the major contributor. Who's the minor contributor? How many contributors are there? For fuck's sake. Let me come back over to my chat. Stain D was tested for the presumptive presence of blood and was positive. Stain D is a transfer blood stain. Subsequent testing of stain D on the edge of the ledge shows a mixture of DNA, Ethan Chapin being the primary contributor. There's no physical evidence to indicate that Ethan Chapin was ever outside of the bedroom after sustaining his bloodletting injuries. Oh my God. So who's in the mixture and how many are in the mixture? And I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand. Lana, darling, you're just going to bed? Good morning. Good night, honey. Sleep well. Thank you for popping in. Good night to you. Love you right back. I hope you get a good night's sleep. It's 3 a.m. I can't even believe I'm still up. I'm just having the worst insomnia. Like literally the worst. Good night, darling. Sleep well, honey. I'll call you tomorrow or you call me in between whatever you're doing. Lana, before you go to bed, darling, what is this? Why aren't they determining who's in the mixture if it's a mixed sample? Why wouldn't they determine the number of contributors? And why wouldn't they test it against the other victims in the home? It doesn't make sense. They know it's a mixed sample. They know he's the major contributor. Who's the minor? Who's the minor contributor? For fuck's sake, this is crazy. Okay, we got to keep it going, though. Love you. Have a great night, honey. Sleep well. Let's get back over here. We're just gonna keep going. I can't even fucking believe this. Stain E on top of the wooden ledge is depicted in DSC 4685 and DSC 4687 cropped. Stain E was tested for the presumptive presence of blood and was positive. Stain E consists of 2 diluted spatter stains. The shape of these spatters show they are traveling from the area of the living room and towards the stairwell opening in the direction of the yellow arrows. Holy shit, guys, I just said this in my live the other night, didn't I? That it seems to me that all of these diluted droplets, they look like they either came off the pong table and like got flung across the room. They end up on the half wall, the top of the freaking railing here, and then on the wall back there that leads downstairs because they're all diluted. And everything on the pong table is diluted. Yeah. The shape of these spatters show how they are traveling from the area of the living room and towards the stairwell opening in the direction of the yellow arrows. The coloration and the edge characteristic of stain E show concentration around the outer indicate of a diluted stain. Right. Right, because even when we were looking at it in the live, we could tell that the drip marks themselves are super diluted, but then as the one little droplet collects itself at the bottom, you still get like the coloration and the edge characteristics, but you get the concentration around the outer periphery of the actual droplet, like towards the bottom. You can see it better. It's indicative of a diluted stain. Stain E was not tested further. Oh my God. It's like... Okay, not tested further. Okay. 3 areas of staining are noted in the stairwell between second level and first level, depicted as DSC 4430. On the north wall, these stains are labeled 23 and 24, and stain 27 is in the area located above the steps. Stain 23 is depicted in more detail in image DSC 4400 cropped, and stain 24 is shown in more detail in image DSC 4402. A close-up view of stain 27 is depicted in DSC 4435. Stains 23, 24, and 27 were tested for the presumptive presence of blood and were positive. The location and distribution of the stains 23, 24, and 27 are consistent with a cast-off mechanism, while their physical appearance is consistent with diluted. Guys, this is literally what I was just saying in that live the other day when we were looking at the pics. I'm like, all of this fucking diluted blood looks like it's like flung around onto the half wall, the railing. It made it over the half wall. On the other wall. This is insane. This is just insane. It's cast off is created when blood is released as the result of a bloodied object in motion. The appearance of the blood stain reveals that the blood has been diluted by another liquid. DNA testing of stains from the north wall, stain 27 of the stairwell, shows a mixture of DNA. Kaylee Gonsalves matches the major component. Madison Mogan is a potential contributor to the minor component. Really? Really now. So this blood here is Kaylee and Maddie. There is no physical evidence to indicate that Kaylee or Maddie were in this location after sustaining their bloodletting injuries. Oh boy. I hope these motherfucking perps. You know what? Sometimes I hope, okay, because, you know, it is what it is. I'm entitled to my opinion. I hope sometimes they're listening. So this is all Kaylee and Maddie's blood down here. Diluted and mixed. What do y'all think of that? Interesting. So they're claiming that this is a mixed sample of Kaylee and Maddie, but it's also diluted. Diluted, meaning like, so someone who like washed their hands. Maybe. Did someone use those cups full of water for beer pong to try to quickly rinse things off, rinse the knife off, rinse something off? And then as they're like flicking or something, it's like it's all getting flicked. It's all getting flung onto the half wall and the other walls. And that's Maddie and Kaylee's blood. Even though their blood shouldn't be down there, technically. I mean, maybe it could be, but like, And then we have Ethan's blood mixed with don't know who. Holy shit. I mean, that could be a thing, though, right? If you've got some blood on the knife or knives. How'd they get diluted? Well, there's a couple of ways it could be diluted. It could be from somebody going in the kitchen to wash their hands, rinse off the knife, something, knives, or it's from the pong table because the cups got spilled over during whatever struggle is occurring. The cups are getting spilled over. There's blood on the table. It's getting diluted. And then as the struggle is commencing, it's flinging all over the place. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so Hot 22 boy, hello, welcome on in. Maury Proberger. I think that's what I meant. That's what Paul Pov was talking about. I don't know who that is. Are you talking about this Pav guy again in my chat? God, Maury. Are you like, is everything Pav? I wouldn't know. I don't watch them. So might just be getting late and I'm tired and stuff, even though I'm having insomnia. If I seem grumpy or something, or snappy, sorry. But I feel like the only time I've seen your comments, you're literally mentioning Pav in my chat. So normally I don't care, but we have a rule here where like we don't really talk about other creators either. Because, you know, we don't really like hype them up, right? In my chat. You can hype me up all you want in my chat, but you don't need to be here hyping up Pav in my chat. He's got plenty of people who jerk him off on the regular, bro. You know what I mean? You don't got to do it in my chat. I'm just saying, if that's not what you're doing, that's also fine too. Comes across weird, you know, in text on the screen, so. It's okay, Maury. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's why I was saying, don't worry. It's fine. You know, I'm snarky and stuff. Don't worry. I'm just fucking with you. I usually do have a rule though, like seriously, like we try not to mention other creators in chat unless I'm telling my mods to like drop people's links. Hey, go follow them. Obviously, I say go follow Outcast and Kane and Audrey Cakes over at Glitch DNA Lab. And there's so many people, you know, Dago, Willie, Lana, try to promote everybody. But you know, it's okay. I know that if that's not what you were doing, it's totally fine. I get it. I thought maybe you were just here to, you know, jerk off Pub in my chat. And if that's not what you're doing, even better. You can stay. You're more than welcome to stay. Okay, cool, Maury. I got you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. It's no shade. It's no hate. I promise you. It's just that, like, he doesn't need anyone's help, I guess is the point I'm getting at, right? He doesn't need to be hyped up by anybody. He doesn't need anybody's help. He's just fine. So. Stevie Irwin, resting bitch voice. Oh my God, you nailed it. You're right. I think I am just straight resting bitch voice tonight. It's because of my insomnia. It doesn't happen often, but every now and then I get a bout of insomnia and I just get like this. I'm wide awake and I'm like real low and slow and chill. Exactly why be so nosy. Not allowed. Tristan, hello. Tristan Green, hello. The only one that can do that. Okay, okay. Enough of the jokes. Enough of the jokes. Resting bitch face. I like that one. Resting bitch voice. I like it, actually. Let's put that back up on the screen. Resting bitch voice. There it is. I like it. I absolutely love it. A resting bitch voice. Might be my new nickname. RBV. Let's make it happen. I'm going to make a damn emoji for it for members. RBV. I'm going to do it. Let's get a resting bitch voice emoji for members. I like it. Thank you, Stevie Irwin. In honor of you, I'm going to make it a damn emoji one way or another. Okay, enough of my bullshit. Let's get back over. So, as we were saying, a diluted mixture of Kaylee and Maddie's blood. And this little pink tab that you see on the wood here, top of the railing, banister, whatever you want to call it, that is also a mixture that is transfer from major component Ethan, but it's also a mixed sample, and it doesn't appear that this person here knows who else is a contributor to the mixed sample other than Ethan is the major. Interesting. Okay, next. Yep, these were all of the diluted stains we were looking at the other day in the other live on the wall, and I was saying it almost looks like it's coming from that beer pong table or something, but now that I think of it, it could be like, honestly, perps like who cleaned up, people who cleaned up, washed their hands, something like that. And, you know, think about how many people, hear me out, the lack of towels in that house. The lack of towels in that house. And if you're covered in blood and you just washed your hands, you can't wipe your hands on your bloody clothes. There's no towels anywhere in that house for you to grab, right? You're going to fling. How many people have you seen when they wash their hands somewhere, if you're out in public or something like that? They'll come out of the bathroom and maybe the hand dryer didn't dry their hands all the way for them, or you'll see them like flicking. I'm just saying, it could be. It really could be like diluted for that reason, because somebody has washed something or cleaned up something. But personally, I think it's coming from the beer pong table, because that's where the diluted blood is on the beer pong table. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just insane. Insane. Okay. So let's see. Stain 26 on the half wall of the second floor living room at the end of the beer pong table is depicted in image DSC 4886 and DSC 4685. Stain 26 was tested for the presumptive presence of blood and was positive. Stain 26 is diluted cast off with associated flow stains. Interesting. Cast off is created when blood is released as the result of a bloodied object in motion. The appearance of the blood stains reveals that the blood has been diluted by another liquid. Flow stains, as demonstrated in stain 26, flow stains, as demonstrated in stain 26, result from gravitational attraction. Additional testing of stain 26 shows the presence of a mixture of DNA. Kaylee Gonsalves matches the major component. Madison Mogan is a potential contributor to the minor component. There is no physical evidence to indicate that Kaylee or Maddie was in this location after sustaining their bloodletting injuries. So, here, number 26 is also Kaylee and Maddie. Here. So this is Kaylee and Maddie's blood here, diluted. This is Kaylee and Maddie's blood over here, diluted. This is Kaylee and Maddie's blood over here, diluted, if you could see my cursor. And then this one also over here, way over here, is Kaylee and Maddie's blood as well. And then this one here is Ethan. Right brain. Right brain, are you here? Do my brain worms in your voice text make sense now? Do you see why I have the brain worms? You guys in chat have no idea what I'm talking about. Lucy does. Lucy knows exactly what I'm talking about. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. So Kaylee and Maddie diluted on the half wall. Kaylee and Maddie diluted here at number 24. Kaylee and Maddie diluted here at number 23. I believe this one over here is 27. And then a mixture, Ethan Major. Rest not known in the mixture. Holy shit. Right, Lucy? Like, I know you know, right? Isn't it making more sense, though? It's actually kind of making more sense. Diluted as in trying to clean up? No, Joanne. Diluted as in mixed with another liquid. Likely whatever is on that pong table, in my opinion. Anonymous Mystic. No, Ethan and Xana were not first. Not according to this person, based on medical examiner stuff and whatever. I don't know. We don't have the defense's stuff yet. Like, I cannot wait to read the full Matthew Nodell, Barbara Wolf, all of these, you know, these other experts that they got. I can't wait to read what they actually had to say. We're only going to get bits and pieces because this woman here had to rebut. So some of this is her rebuttal. It's also amended. She had to amend her rebuttal to the defense's experts. Holy shit. Okay, let's keep going. Stains V and W represent an area of staining on the half wall in the second level living room. This area is west of stain 26. Note, the label stain 5 indicates a hair. Stains V and W were tested for the presumptive presence of blood and were positive. Stains V and W represent a second area of diluted cast-off stains with associated flow. Cast-off is created when blood is released as the result of a bloodied object in motion. The appearance of the blood stains reveals that the blood has been diluted by another liquid. The flow patterns are the result of gravitational attraction. There is no physical evidence to indicate that Miss Gonsalves, Miss Mogan, Miss Kernodle, or Mr. Chapin were in this location after sustaining their bloodletting injuries. So, not identified. Because now she just says no physical evidence. It doesn't say that this was tested, that it was determined whose it was. V and W, does it say here who it is? No. Stains V and W. It just says, well, their blood shouldn't be there because they weren't here. What do you mean? They're already dead. There's no way their blood. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hallway leading to the bedroom of Xana Kernodle. Image DSC 4704 depicts the stains identified on the baseboards in the hallway between the living room area on the second level and the bedroom assigned to Xander Kernodle. On the left side of the hallway are stains G and H, and on the right side of the hallway is stain I. Stain I can also be seen in DSC 4873 above. Stain G is depicted in a closer detail in image DSC 4699. Stain H is depicted in closer detail in image DSC 4703. Stain I is depicted in closer detail, for fuck's sake, in DSC 4712. Stains G, H, and I were tested for the presumptive presence of blood and were positive. So we have one here, stain I, stain G, stain H. So G, H, and I are on these little trims down here along the wall. And again, not identified, it just says there is no physical evidence to indicate that any of them were in this location after sustaining their bloodletting injuries. And then it shows you GHI also has hair. Okay. Stain 38 is depicted in image DSC 4438 near the bathroom doorway on the left side of the hallway between the living room area and the bedroom assigned to Xana. Stain 38 is depicted in closer detail in image DSC 4439. Presumptive testing for the presence of blood was negative. Interesting. Stain 28 is depicted in image DSC, blah, blah, blah. I'm not reading all these numbers anymore. Okay. Stain 28 is on the north side of the hallway between the living room and the bedroom of Xander Kernodle. So stain 28. Stain 28 gave a positive presumptive test for blood. Stain 28 is a swipe stain. Stain 28 appears dark in color and not diluted. An undiluted swipe stain indicates that a bloodied object / surface made contact with this wall while in motion. ISP 4719 shows an overview of the bedroom assigned to Xander Kernodle. See, it doesn't even say, okay, so look at that. That's that. So, hey guys, stain 28 is a swipe stain. It's dark in color. It's not diluted. It gave a presumptive test for blood. It tested positive for blood. It's a swipe stain. It's dark in color. It's not diluted. Well, we didn't test it, I guess. No findings on that one, huh? No report. No report on stain 28. Guess not. Okay, bedroom of Xana Kernodle. What page are we at here? We're at page 68. Okay. Bedroom of Xana Kernodle shows an overview of the bedroom assigned to Xana Kernodle, ISP 4719, blah, blah, blah. Ms. Kernodle is lying on the bedroom floor. She is wearing a pair of underwear, a long sleeve shirt, and is barefoot. Ethan Chapin is lying on the bed, partially covered, with a blue blanket and a pink comforter. He can be seen to be wearing a pair of white socks. Image blah, blah, blah shows blood on the bottoms of the feet of Xana Kernodle. This observation indicates that Xander Kernodle was moving about and stepping into liquid blood after bloodletting injuries had occurred. Although there is physical evidence to support that Ms. Kernodle was moving about within her bedroom, there is no physical evidence to indicate that she ever moved beyond this room once she was bleeding heavily. Interesting. The bottoms and tops of the socks of Ethan Chapin are depicted in whatever. No blood is visible on either the bottoms or tops of his socks. This observation supports that he was not moving about and dripping blood or stepping into blood after liquid blood was shed. A projected pattern indicated by a yellow arrow is visible on the bedroom wall in the vicinity of the head of Ethan Chapin in image ISP blah blah blah. Mr. Chapin's head is between the edge of the mattress and the wall. This projected pattern is more readily visible in image DSC blah blah blah. Damage to an artery can lead to production of an arterial projected pattern. If you guys were here for the other live yesterday, when I did the other live, that's exactly what I said. I'm like, this shit looks like arterial. It looks like arterial on the wall there in that room where he would have been laying. Like, that's wild. Because in my mind, I can picture it. And I know that sounds fucked up, but like based on what the blood looks like, I can kind of picture in my head. And wow. Damage to an artery can lead to production of an arterial projected pattern. According to the autopsy report related to the post-mortem examination of Ethan Chapin, he suffered injuries to his left subclavian vein and artery. Image ISP blah 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 shows an overview of the positioning of Ethan Chapin and the relationship between the projected arterial pattern on the wall and the location of the injured left subclavian vein and artery described in the autopsy report. Subclavian artery lies just below the collarbone and the clavicle on each side of the body. Saturation staining is located on the lower corner of the pillow under his left shoulder and on the sheet underneath each pillow. A swipe stain is located on his left side. Transfer stains are located on Chapin's left chest, left shoulder, and left upper arm. Interesting. Top and bottom surfaces of his left upper wrist. Transfer stains and saturation stains are also located on the blue blanket lying across his torso and upper legs, and the bottom sheet under and along his right side. A swipe stain is located on his left side. Transfer stain located on left chest, left shoulder, left upper arm. Everything else is left upper wrist. So it's all on the left. Hmm. ISP cropped blah 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 photo shows a closer view of Ethan Chapin's upper body and neck. Heavy flow stains originating in the region of his left clavicle and flowing towards the right side of his body are visible. These flows then change directionality and flow down the right arm towards the elbow indicated by the yellow arrow. His right shoulder has a transfer stain on the uppermost portion of the shoulder and flow stains traveling towards the elbow. The antecubital fossa of the right arm and the right armpit is void of staining. These voids are the result of these areas being shielded or protected from blood stains as the projected blood was created. A second area of projected staining is located below the antecubital fossa on the upper portion of the right forearm. These observations indicate that Ethan Chapin was on his right elbow when his left subclavian artery was injured. This positioning created a void at his right armpit as blood flow began to emanate from the wound. Blood flows towards his right neck and down his upper right arm, resulting in the void that folded. Blood flows towards his right neck and down his upper right arm, resulting in the void that folded right antecubital fossa. As he falls towards his right, the flow patterns change directionality accordingly, and directional spatters from the injured subclavian artery strike his face as he falls towards his right. Spatters showing directionality are visible on the left cheek of Ethan Chapin. These spatters were created due to the injured subclavian vein and artery. A flow pattern originating from the area of his neck continues across the chin, across the left cheek, and culminates above his right brow. Another flow travels around the bottom of the left nostril onto the tip of the nose. No expiration of blood is visible at the nostrils. Voided areas are visible on the wall beside the bed after the body of Ethan Chapin was moved. These voids were created due to Mr. Chapin's head and hair shielding the wall from projected arterial blood originating from his injured left subclavian artery. His head was down near the wall while the arterial pattern on the wall was created. An incision is located at the lateral right leg, slightly above the knee. Saturation staining on the bottom sheet is associated with this injury. Spatter stains are located on the top of the right knee. A second injury below this incision is visible when his leg was rolled medially. Image ISP blah 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 shows the location of an incision visible at Ethan Chapin's upper left leg. This incision is not visible in image ISP blah blah blah, which depicts his body prior to the removal of the blanket and the comforter. Saturation stains are noted on the pink comforter in image ISP 4933. The blue blanket and or pink comforter was placed on top of the incision to the left leg after the incision was inflicted. Incision is located at the lateral right leg, slightly above the knee. A second injury below this incision is visible. And then we also have left leg. Image 51. Incision on the upper left leg. And the blanket and comforter was put over it after the incision was inflicted. Image ISP blah 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 depicts the incision of the left upper leg of Ethan Chapin. A small amount of saturation staining is noting on the bed sheet at the level of the incision. Spatters are located forward of the saturation stains. Transfers are noted on the left leg above the incision. Where'd he get all this time? You know how much time this takes? How much time all of this would have taken? The time. One person? Just one, huh? Holy shit. My God. Just, my God. Insane. Wow. That's just crazy, man. All right. Time is it? Oh my God, it's 3:30 in the morning. Oh my God. I have to make myself go to bed. I can't stay up. I can't stay up. So where are we at here? Let me see. I mean, I at least want to finish up their room though. Let's do it. Xana Kernodle was discovered lying on the floor of her bedroom as depicted in image ISP 4911. Above the location of her head, a white nightstand is at an angle to the bed. A white shelving unit with dark gray drawers is against the wall between the bed and the closet. On the wall opposite the bed is a white desk. A white faux fur chair is between the closet and the desk. Image ISP blah 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 shows a closer view of the bloodstains on the body of Xana Kernodle. The bloodstains on her legs exhibit many transferred stains, wiped stains, and flow stains. Numerous transfers and saturation stains are noted on her sweatshirt. On the right thigh of Xana Kernodle, a pattern transfer is indicated by the yellow arrow in image ISP blah blah blah. An object with a similar pattern either transferred the blood to her right thigh or contacted an existing blood stain on her upper right thigh while it was still wet. The white nightstand depicted in image ISP 5077 shows transfers and wipes on the side closest to the bed and on the top surface. White nightstand, transfers and wipes on the side closest to the bed and the top. Yes. The front edge of the nightstand has been moved away from the bed in order to make room for a bloody object that created the transfers on the side of the nightstand and to allow room for the drip stains noted in the floor. The front edge of the nightstand has been moved away from the bed in order to make room for a bloody object that created the transfers on the side of the nightstand and to allow room for the drip stains noted in the floor. Drip stains and drip trails are noted on the bottom shelf of the nightstand and on the floor between the bed and the nightstand. Drip stains and trails are created when a surface wet with blood is above the level of the surface showing deposition. Spatter stains associated with impact are noted on the wall and on top of the nightstand. Stain 31 in DSC blah 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 is a cessation pattern located on the wall between the bed and the location of the white nightstand. This pattern is shown in more detail in image ISP blah blah blah. The shape and edge characteristics of this pattern indicate that a bloodied object struck the wall in this location. Image ISP blah 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 depicts an apparent defect in the bed sheet circled in white. Yellow material is visible beneath the defect. The bed sheet is seen in the cropped image. Oh, so wait a minute, maybe they got the fucking knife wound in the side of the mattress. Did you guys see, sidebar, did you see the photo I posted? I didn't realize that Logan and that Bronx Tales already did a freaking video about it. I'm glad somebody else saw it. I'm glad, I thought maybe when I first saw it, I'm like, nah, you're crazy, Annie. Don't go down no more rabbit holes, Annie. But the more I looked at that image, I was like, nah, that looks like they missed her at one point. Like she's down on the ground fighting or whatever. And they're swinging at her and trying to stab her. And they missed her at one point and hit the side of the mattress is what it looked like to me. But I'm so glad somebody else noticed it too. I really am. Shout out to Bronxy B over there. Bronx Tales True Crime. Miss Logan. I didn't even realize she did a video about it. But I did post a pic about it. I thought it was pretty crazy. I was like, damn, looks like they missed once, at least. Depicts an apparent defect in the bed sheet. Yellow material is visible beneath the defect. DSC blah, 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 depicts the area surrounding the white shelving unit along the west wall of the bedroom near the closet opening. Spatter stains are noted on the wall beside the leg of the shelving unit and are labeled with the placard 34. A closer view of this spatter pattern is depicted in DSC 4562. The appearance of the stains indicated by the yellow oval in DSC blah, blah, blah is consistent with diluted blood. Diluted blood is created when blood is mixed with another liquid. The mouth and nose injuries of Xanacronodal, as noted in the autopsy report, are potential sources of diluted blood. The shape and area of convergence of these spatter stains indicate that the source of the blood was slightly above the level of these stains. Spatter stains associated with impact are located on the wall to the right of the opening for the closet as depicted in ISP blah, blah, blah. The spatter is indicated by marker 29 in image DSC 4892. The appearance of these spatters is consistent with diluted blood. The mouth and nose injuries of Xanacronodal, as noted in the autopsy report, are potential sources of diluted blood. The directionality of the spatter stains is from right to left as indicated by the yellow arrow inserted into image DSC blah, blah, blah. These spatter stains originated from an impact to a source of exposed blood located approximately 3 feet and 7 inches above the floor, as indicated by the scale in image DSC 4892. 3 feet, 7 inches above the floor. Okay. Transfer stains are noted on the white faux fur chair depicted in ISP in image blah, blah, blah. This chair is located adjacent to the head of Xanacronodal. There are additional transfer stains on the uppermost portion of the leg of the desk depicted in image ISP 5093 and indicated by marker 35. Marker 35 presumptive test for blood was positive. DNA matched Xana. Swipe stains are located on the trash can underneath the desk as depicted in image DSC blah, 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 DSC blah, 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 and indicated by marker T. Swipe stains result from the transfer of blood from a blood-bearing surface onto another surface with characteristics that indicate relative motion between the two surfaces. Testing showed the presence of blood for Xanacronodal. Upper portion of Xanacronodal's bedroom door. DSC blah, blah, blah depicts the upper portion of Xanacronodal's bedroom door. The blood stains depicted indicate a cast-off pattern composed of diluted blood and associated flow patterns. Cast-off is created when blood is released as the result of a bloodied object in motion. The appearance of the blood stains reveal that the blood has been diluted by another liquid. The mouth and nose injuries of Xanacronodal, as noted in the autopsy report, are potential sources of diluted blood. Flow patterns in this instance are the result of gravitational attraction. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see, shows the lower portion of Xander Kernodle's bedroom door. Oh no, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Flow patterns in this instance are the result of gravitational attraction. Okay. Lower portion of the door. Where are we at right now? We're at page 87. All right, friends, listen. It's almost 4 a.m. Okay. I think it's time for everybody to go. It's time for me to go to bed. We're at page 87. We'll just pick it back up at some point tomorrow and we'll finish this out. Actually, we're going to start out technically page 101. Yeah, no. Let's see. We left off at 87. So we'll pick this back up technically today, but you know what I mean, tomorrow. Try and do like a earlier one, okay? Not this late night shit. We'll try and go earlier. So we'll pick it back up at 87. Hopefully the audio held up for everybody the entire time. We got through a lot. Okay, we got through a lot. We're almost there. Technically, oh, well, maybe I should just do it because technically page 88 is her conclusion. Okay. Let's just do it. Hang on. I lied. Hang on. We only got 2 more pages and then we're at her conclusion anyway. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. Lower portion of Xander Kernodle's bedroom door and adjacent door. Oh, adjacent floor. Let's see. DSC blah, blah, blah. Shows the lower portion of Xander Kernodle's bedroom door, the exterior surface. Stain 36 indicates diluted flow stains on the exterior surface of the bedroom door. The appearance of these stains indicates that the blood has been diluted with another liquid, altering their appearance. Subsequent testing of these flow stains on the exterior of the bedroom door indicate the blood of Xander Kernodle. The mouth and nose injuries of Xander Kernodle, as noted in the autopsy report, are potential sources of diluted blood. Drip stains were noted on the bedroom floor below the door. The relative location of these drip stains is indicated by a pink marker on the floor in image DSC blah, blah, blah. These drip stains are better visualized in image DSC blah, blah, blah. These drip stains do not appear to have been altered or diluted. The location of these drip stains near the opening edge of the bedroom door represents the furthest most location of undiluted blood. Once Xander Kernodle was actively bleeding, there is no physical evidence that she was ever east of this location. Conclusions. There is no physical evidence that any of the decedents were outside of their respective bedrooms after sustaining significant bloodletting injuries. The only decedent to move from the bed and or be standing upright after actively bleeding was Xander Kernodle. Someone other than the decedents had a source of blood on their person or in their possession and is responsible for the creation of the blood stains in the following locations: Madison Mogan's bedroom door, the stairway leading from the 3rd level to the 2nd level, the stairway leading from the 2nd level to the 1st level, the diluted stain on top of the beer pong table on the 2nd level, the half wall near the end of the beer pong table on the 2nd level, the wooden ledge of the half wall on the 2nd level. The presence of diluted blood stains outside of the respective bedrooms indicates that the person or persons responsible for the creation of these blood stains also caused their dilution. The cast-off blood stains on the half wall at the end of the beer pong table and in the stairwell between the 2nd and 1st floor indicate that the source of the diluted blood was in motion. The presence of diluted blood from Kaylee and Maddie in the cast-off blood stains on the half wall at the end of the beer pong table and in the stairwell opening between the 2nd and 1st floors establishes that Miss Gonsalves and Miss Mogan had already been injured and that the source of their blood had been mixed with another liquid before these cast-off stains were created. Transfer stain D on the north side of the wooden ledge of the half wall in the living room, which was identified as containing the blood of Ethan Chapin, is the only undiluted blood stain identified outside of the bedrooms. Oh boy. The knife sheath recovered from the bed of Madison Mogen had DNA associated with Brian Koberger and blood spatters associated with an impact delivered to Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogen. Does it now? There is no physical evidence to indicate that a significant amount of time elapsed during the commission of this violent activity. Really? Look at, there is no physical evidence to indicate that a significant amount of time elapsed. Really? This is the state's expert, by the way. I think the defense had 4. This is their crime scene reconstruction person. And I think the defense had at least 3. I can't even believe she just put this in here. That's a statement. There's no physical evidence to indicate a significant amount of time elapsed. There is no physical evidence to exclude a single perpetrator causing the death of these 4 individuals. There is no scientific basis to predict the necessary occurrence of secondary footwear transfer stains due to overall lack of visible footwear patterns in the entire crime scene. These findings are based upon the materials provided to date. And then she signs her name, Paulette Sutton. And the reason that she is doing this is because she is responding and rebutting to a report issued by Matthew Nodell on January 22nd, 2025. She's also rebuttal to a report issued by Dr. Brent Turvey that was issued on January 22nd, 2025. She's giving terms and definitions for bloodstain pattern analysis, and then she cites that in the appendix, Appendix A, response to rebuttal. So this is the report issued by Matthew Nodell that we'll get into next. So tomorrow we're going to pick back up with Nodell, page 91. Sound like a plan? Sound like funsies? Tomorrow we'll pick back up, page 91. Okay? Go to bed, everybody. Hope you all have a great night. It's almost 4 in the morning, so I'm going to hopefully sleep till at least 10. But I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed the insomnia stream. Mods, if you made it this long, hey, you're the real MVPs, right? It's the mods. They're the real MVPs. And then look at this. Looks like V Slims became a member. Welcome on in, V Slims. Turning green. Oh, look at that. V Slims also gift membership. That was so nice of you, V Slims, for gifting a membership. Hopefully you're still awake and you hear me saying a big old thank you to you. And Bethune, ground staff, you got the membership. So congratulations to you. And yeah, so like I said before, this stream tonight was not monetized. We chilled. There was no ads, no nothing. Okay. I didn't want it to have any interruptions. So I hope that everybody goes and gets a good night's sleep. Go to bed, okay? Go to bed. Catch y'all later. See you tomorrow. Bye.